Kyle Bradford from Chaparral Motorsports here at PRP today. So PRP's been in business for just over 20 years now. We're going to come in and meet Jason. Hey, Jason, how you doing, man?
Hey, Kyle, how's it going, man?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for having us here today.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. We're excited to have you guys here. Check out the new place.
So I was telling the viewers that you guys have been in business just over 20 years, and you guys do all kinds of stuff for the side-by-side market. We do seats and harnesses and door bags and things of that nature. What was the product that really put you guys on the map?
I would say it was the seats initially. When the UTV first started becoming popular, we started doing seats, and nobody else was really doing it. So that really got us into that market. Then we were the first seat to be factory installed by Polaris in one of their special UTVs. And so that really gave us the door, opened the door to tons of different dealerships to be able to call them up and tell them about what we have.
Now that's a kind of a fun little story. So PRP was developed off of a couple seats being made to begin with, those seats being sold, providing income in order to make more seats and sell more seats. So tell us a little bit about that story, if you would.
Yeah, it's really one of your classic garage business stories. The owner, Aaron, was building a buggy, and he was trying to get seats from a local off-road shop, and they just basically said, yeah, you'll get them when you get them. And he wasn't happy with that. He wanted to get something a little bit quicker. He wanted to get out in the desert, start riding. I think it was just a few weeks away from sand season or something like that. So he decided to find some seats, the old seats his buddy had. He broke them down, figured out how to make them, started building his own seats.
Pretty cool. So now let's step on over here to the seat lineup. Now, when it comes to the number of seats you guys have, it's pretty staggering. We got price points starting at $329 for this guy, going on up over $1,000. So as far as the seats go, how many different seats are we looking at?
So we have 6 different base models. And the main difference between them is kind of the size and the style of the containment on them. I mean, we can make them all for almost any sport style UTV. We have either mounts or specific mounting brackets underneath that can mount to just about any vehicle out there.
Awesome. So moving down this direction, you were saying earlier that this seat down here on the end is one of your most popular seats, or it's going to be the most popular seat once it really takes hold. So that new seat here is called the GT3, and that's replacing which seat?
That's actually the next evolution of our GT SE, which has been our most popular seat for going on 4 years now, probably. It's the one that most people have bought and have, but we decided it was time to update it, add a few features that our customers were really asking for. So
what are some of those features that we're going to see in the new GT3?
So we updated the styling a little bit, but the main feature is that removable seat cushion. So it now pops out, so all the dirt, rocks, things like that don't sit in the seat. But we've always had the mesh drain in the back of the seat, which keeps a lot of fine sand and water and stuff out. But with the removable seat cushion, that really keeps all the biggest chunks out of there. And then the fifth point for that 5-point belt we talked about earlier, there's actually an integrated slot into the cushion now, where before it's just a loop on the front. So a little bit better positioning for the belt and a little bit more comfort for the riders.
Perfect. So as far as seats go, you're looking at style and you're looking at comfort. What else would somebody be looking for an aftermarket seat for?
Really, it's like you said, comfort, but it's also about just fit. You know, that's why we try to get out to the shows a lot. We try to get displays in the shops like Chaparral, and so people can sit in it and figure out what fits them the best. There's different sides on each seat, so some of them kind of come up around the hip. Other ones hit you more at the kidneys and the legs. Some are just low-sided, so you can slide in and out real easy. So it really just depends on your body style, the kind of riding you do, things like that. So really, it's important to get in the seats, get out to those shops and check them out for yourself.
Sweet. Now, when it comes to seats, there's a lot that goes into them. It's not just a piece of foam that you're sitting on or an upgrade piece of padding. There's a lot of technology that goes into making one of these off-road racing style seats. We're going to get an opportunity to go back in the back and see inside the seat and learn a little bit more about those. But just really quick, as far as what goes into a seat, what are we looking at?
So most of our UTV seats are what's called a suspension seat. And the idea there is it is a steel tube frame. And then between the steel tubes, back and bottom, you have a vinyl liner that flexes. And so when you're really hitting those hard ruts and you're hit the witch's eye on the dunes out of nowhere, it gives a little bit. So you're not hitting that solid plastic bottom like you are on the stock seats. It's also bigger and wider, kind of contains you better. But it really is that suspension that gets you that comfort and gets you on, out on the trails longer.
That's perfect. Yeah, limiting fatigue or minimizing the amount of fatigue you have while you're out there is going to allow you to be in that seat longer, happier, and having more fun. We walked past something else I saw that was interesting that I didn't know was made, and that's going to be more of the bench style seat for the back. It looks like it has a spot for 3 people. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's fits on the same brackets that the stock seats do, and it bolts right into the back of the RZR. So these are made specifically for the RZRs, the 1000s turbos. And yeah, it's got position for 3 people. Not really 3 adults, but like 2 adults and a smaller rider in the middle, or 3 smaller riders in the back. And you can actually have 3 sets of harnesses on there as well. So that way everybody's locked in, everybody's safe back there.
Now, tricky question. I know that kids have to be in car seats up to a certain age when you're on the street. What are the rules for off-road?
There's not really defined rules. It's more about the drivers. You're supposed to be 16, I believe it is, for being in a UTV. But we highly recommend any smaller riders go by the same rules that they have on the street for car seats. Have a car seat. I think it's 8 or 80 now. It's been a while since my kids were in them. But go by the same rules. Get a car seat, get them strapped in there nice and snug, and keep them safe in the back. It's really important. Just go with one of the good market tested ones you find at all your big box retailers.
Well, that's great to hear. So yeah, you can actually take your kids out there and get them into the off-road adventures with you, which is great. It's a great family sport. You may have also seen some of the other stuff here on the wall. We've got spare tire carriers. We've got hard doors. We've got switch mounts. We've got all kinds of fun stuff. Really quick, other than the ones I just mentioned, what else do you have to offer?
We have suites of bags and products, storage for all kinds of UTVs, YXE, X3, anything that you might see out there on the dunes or in the desert. We have products for your Jeeps, your trucks, buggies, things like that. Harness bars, tailgates for the YXE. A lot of little products that, again, we get those machines in as quick as possible and just try to R&D whatever we can, whether it's storage or some really convenient hard parts that can make your UTV just all that much more useful.
Sounds amazing. I'm Carl Bryant from Chaparral Motorsports. This is Jason from PRP Seats. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, take care and ride safe out there.